morning, all empathic sensitive souls. Happy Friday. How has the week gone for you? On Monday, we pulled that Ghostland card where it's okay to reminisce but don't live there, and there's nothing wrong with thinking and dreaming and planning for the future, but you can't live there either. So, how did it go this week? Are you deciding? My week was topsy turvy as usual because work is insane. And it's not work, it's the people that I have to work with that make me feel like I'm going insane. I know it's crazy how one person can totally flip the whole entire office on its head because everything has to be about them and they are the most important one. You know how that everybody's got that kind of person in the workplace. And if you don't, then maybe you're that person. Just saying. So this week I had to pick up my great nephew after school, and he never got out at a consistent time. He's in a drama class, they're doing a play, and this week he's at his dad's house, so he asked me if I could pick him up because his dad gets off work late. And it's like, that's not a problem. I went and visited my friends that I puppy sit for, and oh my gosh, the puppy was so excited. I thought she was launch herself out the top story window because somebody was there to see her. And then I came Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night, and she's just, I don't know what to do. Oh my gosh, Denise is here every night this week. So she's very excited. So it was a lot of fun to be in the here and now and play with the puppy. And when you're with animals, you have to be in the here and now because they demand your attention. And then we would help set up the Halloween decorations because my friends love Halloween and are very artsy craftsy, and oh my gosh, their Halloween display in the front yard is phenomenal. Very talented, and it's a lot of fun to help them set up and play with the dog too. And I had to wait for my nephew to get done with his drama, whatever they're doing, and he they live right across from the high school, so he just walked over. And then he wore the dog out, running and chasing and playing with her. So it was a lot of fun for me this week, especially getting fed supper every night that I didn't have to make. It was great. It's like, I'll be back tomorrow night. And then we all laughed and giggled because I don't have time tomorrow night. I have other things going on. But it was nice for me to not be living in nostalgia because right now it's that time of year where it's fall, and I love fall, and I grew up on a farm, and fall is harvesting and all that stuff, and the sights and the sounds and the smells take me back to that time. And then I would get very sad because I miss that time. I miss being with my mom and my dad. So trying to not be dragged down that slippery slope of sadness and depression, I had to keep pulling myself up and out of it. And being distracted by a puppy dog and getting supper and putting up Halloween decorations was great. At work, well, that's always another story, isn't it? It's very frustrating to. Now, I understand as an empath, I understand the feelings and the emotions and the fear of having to do a surgery. I get it. But just call and talk to me about it. Don't slide it into the conversation and call me about something totally unrelated and then slide that in, and then my brain's on work. My brain's not on helping you. So it was very distracting and very irritating, for lack of a better word, that just call and talk to me. Say, hey, I've got some concerns and I'm worried and I've got this fear. We could talk it through, not a problem. But to call me about something so ridiculous about work, and then that was the main point of the conversation, was the fear. Just start out with, I got this fear. You can call and talk to me. It gets frustrating for me. So trying to deal with that, and of course my coworker's going to be gone 6 to 8 weeks. So then my brain's, I'm in the future now thinking, how is this going to play out? How am I going to handle this? How are my other coworker and I? Well, it's going to be peaceful because we won't have anybody snarking at us, but there's not going to be a moment that we can take off a day of work because it needs two people to accomplish. So, of course, I'm now in the future. So I have to keep trying to pull myself back to the here and now. And oh, don't forget, tomorrow I got to do this. Oh, don't forget, tomorrow I got to do that. So I sent emails to my other coworker saying, hey, don't forget, tomorrow we have this going on. And she's like, okay, because I know I'm going to forget by tomorrow. So trials and tribulations of working in the here and now. And I've always had that, even when I'm driving, I'm daydreaming, I'm lollygagging. My mind is 52 places and I got music going. And trying to pull it all together and be present. And it's funny because animals on the road will really bring you back to the here and now right quick. And lately I've been seeing deer or turkey on the road. So I know I've got to pull my brain back in and focus on my driving. But that's usually where I get a lot of my great ideas, is when I'm driving, because my brain's distracted with focusing on the driving part. So then the rest of my brain can twiddle away and think crazy thoughts, right? Crazy thoughts as in, hey, what if we did this? Then maybe I could do that, the good stuff. So that's where my brain has been at all week. Keeping up with putting up Halloween decorations, having to be in the here and now, having to play with a dog and a cat kept me in the here and now. And even though I was helping put a puzzle together, which I love putting puzzles together, which reminded me of my mom and dad, because they love to do puzzles. That's what we did in the winter, is put puzzles together. And we had a card table set up, and everybody in the family would go through every once in a while and put a piece in here or there. But Dad loved doing puzzles. So it brought me back to reminiscing, but it was a good reminiscing, and I wasn't dragged down that spiral pit of despair. It didn't pull me into the sadness. So for me, overall, it was a good week. The Ghostland card made me sure that I was here and now and paying attention to what's going on, because I was forced to, because I was dealing with animals. Maybe I should have a support dog or cat at work. Ooh, I don't think that would go over well, but there are some offices that do. So it'd be quite interesting. How did your week go? Were you present in the here and now, or were you reminiscing or daydreaming about the future? And again, there's nothing wrong with it. Just make sure that you don't slide down that spiral pit of despair, or you get overwhelmed and can't take a step, move towards your goals of the future that you dream of. If you need help navigating that, let me know. Intuitive Emotional Healer, I help you navigate through those emotions so you can step forward, so you can pull yourself up out of the past and look back at it fondly and remember the good stuff and giggle and laugh. And there's hard times and sad times, but it doesn't grab your emotions and hold them hostage so you can't escape them. If that's something you want to work on, reply back to an email, drop a comment, let me know. I am here to help. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. It's going to be nice this weekend, and then cooler weathers and rain for next week, which I'm okay with, because this 90-degree weather is a little bit too warm for me right now. Now, will I be complaining about 90-degree weather if it was December? I'd be very traumatized, because we're used to cold weather in December, but I would not mind a nice mild winter and not a lot of snow. But that's my personal opinion. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I will check in on Monday and we'll draw a new card and see how the week's going to unfold. Bye for now, everyone.